was talking about this shooting at the school in Newport News, Virginia, where all of us resides, except for Lola. Lola lives on a different planet. Um, Lola was very invested. All of us was very invested in talking about this topic, but Lola was invested in this topic the whole time. She been hitting me up about it, talking about it. Lola, what explain to our viewers and people what's going on with this.
This is absolutely insane, is what it is. Because how is it that a 6-year-old, what was it, a 9 millimeter, went to go to school to shoot the teacher and the kids that was getting on his nerves? Then when the police come, he assaulting the police too, and said if the gun didn't jam, he would have shot them too.
That's an angry six. How a 6-year-old
How
that
at
angry?
6?
I've
Like,
never seen a 6-year-old that angry.
I can't even, like, it's so hard for me to even grasp like
Right.
the concept of what is happening here, because at 6, really,
Yeah,
6 years old, that's you, like, how are you even big enough to even think that much to be doing something that could potentially have been so much worse than what it was? Like, I'm blown.
I
I
yeah,
don't
when
understand.
I
I
first
don't
seen
get
it,
it.
I
I
was
don't
like,
understand. I
I
don't know what, the backstory of what has happened in this child's life, or because, like, our kids at this time, those that time in their life are a product of how they're being raised, or what they're seeing, what's going on around them. So what's going on over there that you felt like on
man,
today and sat on it, because it was in the afternoon? So all day you knew that you was gonna do this, like a 6-year-old masterminding a
six
potential massacre.
massacre. Six.
I hope they. And he need reform.
Hmm.
no,
I mean,
that's something
It's so
that
sad.
I can't understand it because, like you said, a six, I can't even fathom in my brain to think like, how does a 6 year old think like that? But
It's
like Nola say, it can be environment. It could be that this kid brain might be so advanced that he pick up stuff quicker than maybe another average 6 year old. And we just never know what's going on in that household. But like you said, that's crazy to me. I hear it. I'm like a 6 year old.
six.
I
Like,
mean, here's the real thing. So 6 years old, right? Like Lola said, why is a 6 year old this angry? First of all, next thing is he shouldn't go back to that house. Whoever his caretakers are, mom, dad, whoever, they shouldn't see him again for a very long time. They shouldn't have any contact with him for a very long time because a six
they
year
should
old
go to
can't live
jail.
that by himself. That's
Oh,
already a done deal.
yeah, that's
And that's
coming.
that
That's
that goes
coming.
that goes without saying. That's like built in.
That is
They go
coming.
to jail and he gets help that he needs. The thing is though, a lot of things have to fall in place for this to happen. He have to know about the gun being in the house. He have to have seen the gun. That means somebody's flashing the gun to him. He has to know where the gun is stored. And if it's not locked up or if it's locked up, he has to know how to get access to the gun. There's a lot of things that have to go wrong for this to happen. So it's not like accident one day he see a gun and pick it up. No, this is
No,
him
this is a
knowing where the gun
plan.
is, knowing the gun's available, and him having the presence of mind and the anger within him, which you learn from home from people that's raising him. Because 6 year olds should not be that angry. They should be happy. They should cry
Who
when stuff go wrong. When stuff go wrong,
who
a
taught
6 year
a
old should cry.
6-year-old how to shoot the gun?
That's the part I'm saying. So they seen somebody flash the gun, somebody brandish the gun, and do like you said the trigger pull and all that. They just didn't learn that by themselves.
Because that ain't no punk gun. Like,
No, and so and listen, your teacher. And I was talking to somebody offline. When your teacher say something to you in class at that age, if it's bad, indifferent, or whatever, the most you should be doing as a 6 year old, you should be crying, going home to your parents. And they should come in and handle the teacher, the principal, and everybody else. Come in and
right.
deal with them, talk to them, and sort it out. At a 6 year old, all you should be doing is crying at a 6 year old. Cry. That's all you do. At a 6 year old, you cry. Teacher piss you off, say something to you, your friends say something to you, you cry home to your parents. There should be no other anger involved in that. as to you want to hurt somebody with a gun. That doesn't make any sense at all. Parents should be in jail. Caretaker, whoever it is, should go to jail. There is no like, oh, well, they should go to jail because a lot has to go wrong in that child's life for them to get to that gun. A whole lot has to go wrong. It's like putting a puzzle in place. A lot of things have to come together for that to happen.
Was that gun loaded and ready to go? You know, like how did he know how
everything,
man,
everything.
You're like,
I'm sitting here and I still can't gather my thought. Like I'm trying to figure out, like, because we all have children, and my 6 year.
You saying 6? I mean, you saying 6 years old. I mean, I just keep thinking.
I'm thinking
6 years old.
6.
I just like it's a surreal to me. I can't even. It's like I'm still trying to process it because it doesn't make any sense still.
Playing my son they were still playing with cars and
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like cars and riding on the bike and falling and acting like they done took their whole arm. Oh, my arm. Like I can't even.
I mean, at 6 years old, you should be crying at home with your nose snotty and everything. That's it. Teacher say something to you that hurt your feelings, you should go home crying with your nose snotty and go tell your parents.
Right.
There's no way anything like that should happen. And imagine had he missed her, shoot some other kids and all a bunch of stuff. All kind of stuff going wrong right there.
Right. If it didn't jam, because the reason why it wasn't as bad as it could have been was because the gun jammed.
And then if you said police, what you gonna shoot?
And how he know that it's jammed? Like you're 6.
Because
why do you know this?
The person that owns the gun or somebody else close to them, they showed him a little too much.
A lot.
So he didn't just watch TV. He didn't watch TV. He wasn't on YouTube watching videos.
It's a scary world, guys. Scary.
Yeah, really scary world, man. And a 6-year-old, it just, everybody keeps saying, well, it's not the guns. It's just let you know the availability is still too much. It's still too much. You have too many people that are careless that'll let stuff like this happen.
Because at first I was like, maybe you know how parents on the now, they can tell when their kids are suffering from some type of, like schizophrenia. It shows early, and I'm like,
he wasn't suffering. He was calculated.
I was thinking of all because I was.
Yeah, I know. We all try to figure out something why it happened. Yeah,
ain't no way. He is 6 years.
His brain is not even to that level to even.
Baby.
Yeah, I mean,
he should be watching Scooby Doo or something.
He should be complaining that, mommy, you bought Frosted Flakes and not like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Right. That's what he should be.
He should be like, I want to go to sleep in class and she wouldn't let me go to sleep in class. That's what he should be complaining about.
Mom, my teacher yelled at me because I was asleep, but I was tired.
He should say, I want to go to the bathroom and she wouldn't let me. And I started crying. And I peed on myself.
And that's why I say we got to know how we act and what we do in front of our kids. Like sometimes even like cursing, I've heard people saying, oh, my mama cursed in front of me, so I'm gonna do it in front of my kids, and at a young age. And I'm like, you just can't set that precedence. I mean, not to say sometimes something won't slip out, but can't be cursing at the kid and tell him, take your upstairs, and
this kid had a lot of anger in him. He had real anger. Like he had real anger. I mean, think about that. You have to be angry at somebody to take a gun and try to shoot them, because he knows what a gun does. If he was shooting a gun, believe that. He knows at least that much. That's
a fact. I don't know where we go with this nowadays. It's getting scarier and scarier. I feel, I tell Razor the other day, I feel petrified for my, as a kid growing up, I was well aware of my surroundings, and I know that I can escape certain things that happen. And I'm not saying I was bulletproof or I was the smartest or wisest kid ever. But I feel like if something was happening, I wouldn't go in panic mode as a kid because I'm used to that type of environment. But my kid isn't, and a lot of our kids aren't. And I think they're going to go in panic mode when stuff like that happens. And the bad thing about it, when they go in panic mode, they probably not going to make it out. And that's the sad part about this, that, I don't know. Like I told y'all before, the only prevention for this is to get rid of all the guns off of street.
But I mean, but still, every time we go back to, we're the only country, civilized country or whatever in the world
Okay, these
that
problems.
have this issue. So it can't be that we're not as smart as everybody else. It's that this country is too greedy.
Mm.
It's
That
pure
part.
greed. It's
That
pure
part.
greed. Because without that many guns on the street, nobody's selling ammo. Nobody's friggin', getting killed, going to jail. I mean, we always make the joke about crime pays. Or people say crime don't pay. No, it does pay. Because all this madness is hiring all these people. It's putting all these new task forces together and everything else. We need less guns, not more task forces. We need less guns. We need less guns, man. It's less access. Because again, they can stop. So they stop enough controlled substances from getting to the street. They stop enough guns, just enough. Because think about when people say they work for the government, they work for all these companies. All these companies have so many things in place that you can't take stuff out the building, out the factory. They have somebody checking everything at every stop and inventory and everything else. So somebody's purposely letting all this stuff get out on the street. You can't just walk into your work and take a whole crate of guns. Come on, man. Nobody believe that. Nobody's believing that. Just like you can't walk in and take a bunch of narcotics out without somebody catching you. So at some point, they're letting this stuff get out. At some point, we got to start seeing that. We can't start acting we don't know that.
Right.
Like guns just materializing on the street.
Agree.
Come on, they're not just showing up on the street by themselves. Somebody's letting them get out the factory. They know how to keep them in the factory, but somebody's letting them get out. So I'm just so disgusted with all this stuff, man. I'm so tired of it. So tired of it. Now they don't want to hear us talk about it.
Not 15.
They want us to shut up about it.
Not 18, 20, 30, 80, 50. 6 years old.
Yo, I'm flabbergasted. I mean, like, when you think about it, like, I'm a grown man. I never thought about walking up in nobody building work or nothing. And I'm angry at them. And I'm mad at them.
And I
ain't never thought
very,
that.
very angry before.
Yeah,
Me too. But I'm not
I
going
want to tell him to go suck an egg or something. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell him, I want to give him the finger or something. But yeah, I'm going to go grab a gun and go shoot some. I mean, come on. That is crazy.
Somebody did something to that baby.
I believe that. I believe he's been mistreated, abused. Yeah.
Somebody did something to that baby. That baby has a lot of anger in him.
And it's probably getting abused
because when he gets older, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, if he's this angry at 6 years old, imagine 6 more years.
Yeah.
When
he reaches 10 more years.
Because what's the only way you can stop adults?
That's why you hear these 12, 13, 14-year-old shooting each other.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you think about it, what's the only way you can stop an adult from beating you as a kid? As a kid that small, how do you stop an adult from beating you? That's the only way. He's probably getting abused at home, likely, and he's seen somebody flashing that gun at home, and he saw the availability of it, and he's 6 years old. They're learning languages. They're soaking everything up. They're listening to everything they hear, and they're paying attention. Yeah,
seems like he was directly trained. I would love to be the fly on the wall with the interrogation room with his parents, or
because somebody showed him how to pull that trigger and how to make sure it's loaded. Because how do you know? How you know take it off to safety, whatever? If it's how did you know about all that?
This either a super advanced kid or somebody done trained this kid exactly.
Because he got a chamber the bullet. How did he know how to pull it? I mean, that thing, come on, you know how to pull it. Well, you pulling something back the chamber around. Come on.
Somebody taught that kid everything that he knows.
That's a heavy thing too for him trying to pull that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen.
Yeah,
I ain't seen the kid sizing them, but
it's a strength.
That's still, there's a lot missing. There's a lot missing.
Because people charge him as an adult. Where you gonna put him?
That's whoever said that is
where
dumb.
You gonna put him?
Whoever said that is an
That's
idiot.
what I said. Where you're going?
That's an idiot.
Got an adult in his house they can charge.
That's a child that's been abused and needs to get taken care of.
I'm sure there's an adult in his house they could charge.
Exactly.
It might be one or two.
Yes,
it's two, so they can charge both of them.
6-year-old did what
exactly.
he did, but you can. He's 6.
Who said that? Who said that?
When you hit an ignorant person on the comments, I'm like, where you going? Because I said, where you gonna put him? Where you like make it make sense? What are you talking about?
They're gonna have to put him in a place all by himself, not even a jail. He can't go to jail. Where you from the jail? What are you gonna do?
Charge him as an adult. Like, are y'all
he needs extensive psychiatric help. Extensive. He needs therapy till he's freaking 50 probably.
Very.
Because he's gonna read the story. He's gonna grow up and read and see the story, and it's gonna have a profound effect on him.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't agree with the charging a 6-year-old as an adult.
Man.
Exactly, which is stupid.
I think that's kind of retardish, but whatever.
They'll let people go with big grown people that shoot people. They'll let them go. They get off on trial. But you want to charge a 6-year-old? Come on, man. Make that one make sense.
You know who it was. You know, y'all know who it was.
That's a baby, man. That's for all intents and purposes. That's a baby.
Brain. They say a brain don't develop till what 18?
Yeah. I mean, what he did was mimic what he saw and what he was taught. That's all he's doing.
Exactly that.
That's all he's doing.
Exactly
what kids do.
Yes.
He didn't draw a conclusion by himself.
Just like we said,
12 years away from 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
He did not draw that conclusion by himself. He mimicked what he saw.
Just like babies mimic everything you say, you be like, ooh.
Yeah.
And they repeat everything you say. Be like, stop, don't say that no more. Don't say that no more.
Yeah.
And what he learned is when you're angry, you take a gun and you go hurt somebody. That's what he learned from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody taught him that. Somebody taught him anger, grab a gun, and go.
You might need to monitor them too, because they seem like a case waiting to happen.
Cuckoo.
Yep. One coup across the coup.
Yes.
Who that?
Nah, I said whoever taught him.
No
you
doubt.
need to pay attention to them too, because they seem like they're a disaster waiting to happen.
They better be in jail. They
should be in jail.
They better be up on charges. I haven't seen that part yet.
That little baby needs a psychiatric care. He needs to be taken away from who he is around and reprogram.
Program his brain. Put love around him.
He needs love. He needs love and a lot of care and a lot of time. Just play and be with him. Just play.
And he needs my grandmother's belt.
Yeah, just be a kid.
Didn't I tell you not to touch it? Okay.
Listen, but you know something, guys. At this point, that's gonna be all counterproductive now. Like you literally can't discipline him with physical discipline.
That way, yeah.
That's just pointless now. Mm-hmm. All that's gonna do is make him worse now. Pointless now.
All right.
Pointless now. Pointless.
All right.
Yeah, that was old school thinking. Think you could fix it with that. Nah, that's pointless. All it's gonna do is just make it worse.
And that's probably what's been happening to him already.
That's what got him where he is now, probably.
I don't think he's being disciplined at all. I think he's being trained to be a certain type.
I think he's being abused. Is what I think.
I don't know if it's abuse. I think he's being trained to be a certain type of person. You know, I've learned this from just the process of how I see me and my friends grow our kids. I watch Razor kids, I watch Tad kids, I watch my kid. All of us that raise our kids a certain way, I see the child in them still. And everybody that I see raise their kid a certain different way, see the adult in them at a young age.
Oh, yeah, no, I believe that.
I think what you're feeding these kids and training these kids, that's what they're processing out.
Yeah, I believe. I don't even know the persuasion of these people.
I don't even care.
But generally speaking, when you raise kids, how you raise them is how they're gonna be. So the ones that are angry all the time, that's because you raised them like that. That's what they saw around the house. That's what they learned. Mm-hmm. They learned more anger than love. Facts. You know,
and if you
snap at them for smallest things.
And if you wasn't angry and they have an anger in them, then you need to help them. Take them somewhere so they can talk to someone.
Exactly.
Get them a therapist so they can talk and see where that anger is coming from.
Yeah, you see how when babies come out, how they laugh and they playful.
Yeah,
that's how kids will stay if you love them and show them love and treat them right. They'll stay like that. Yeah,
definitely.
So it's not like you're gonna grow up and come out and be angry. No, that's stuff that people are teaching. They're learning that from people.
This is great.